What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite commentating communist, Landown AE here. And a quick update. I know a lot of you probably don't even give a shit, but the reason I haven't been uploading, and I might not be uploading a lot, is because exams are coming up and I need to do a little bit better in school, so I might not be posting as often. But as soon as school lets out, I'll be getting back to it. So enough with bullshit that you don't care about. Today I'm going to be starting a new series. It's probably going to be called Landown Lies. I honestly feel like a douchebag putting my name into the title of a video, but the fact of the matter is I haven't come up with the title yet. But this series is basically going to be me. I tell you 3 believable stories that have actually happened to me, one of which hasn't happened and is completely false, and the other 2 are 100% true, and you guys are going to have to guess what it is, and I'll make another video a little bit later on explaining which ones are true and which one is false. So, story number 1. And by the way, I'm going to be telling these, all of them, as if they actually happened, so there won't be any, like, giveaway, like a dead giveaway of, okay, that was really gay. It won't be any kind of dead giveaway of, which one's false and which ones are true. So, story number 1. One night, I was sitting at home, just playing Xbox, playing Gears of War 1, actually, and we got to the part where where that helicopter crashed in the courtyard and everything and stuff. So then all of a sudden we heard a huge boom, like a fucking bomb just went off outside. Then I looked out the window. There was a huge flash of what looked to me like bluish green lightning. And then our power kind of browned out. Like it went out for a split second, came back on, and all the lights were like flashing basically. And my dad came, it was like probably 1:30 at night, and my dad came bursting out of the room, out of his room, and was like, "What the fuck is going on?" He didn't swear, by the way. He's just like, "What the hell's going on here?" And he doesn't fucking. Why do I give him an accent? Anyway, I get up, I go outside, I go out of my room, and I'm like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And then I see both my brothers. They got up and they were looking out the window, and me and my dad, like basically, like I just wanted to follow my dad. And we ran outside, and we saw that down our driveway, a car had crashed right across the road. And a car had crashed right across the road, and it hit this light post, this telephone pole that provided power for a bunch of neighborhoods that are around me. And the car was absolutely obliterated. So me and my dad, we ran over there, and their car had sank into a swamp. And me and my dad, there were 2 girls inside, one on the driver's side, one on the passenger side. So I got down into where the driver's side was, which was going down into the mud, and my dad went to the other door, and I tore off the already weakened door that was keeping the girl in, and the car was starting to sink into the mud. And so I tore off the door like a fucking badass. No, the door was easy to get off because it would have been really badly damaged. And my dad opened the other door, and we basically rescued the 2 girls. And then all the police and everything showed up, and a bunch of people from down my road kept on walking down and to see what's going on. And we basically me and my dad basically saved the lives of 2 young girls that were kinda hot, but the bad thing is, like, when their dad showed up, he was drunk, and so my dad's like, "Hey, can you drive this guy home?" Because like the police officer wouldn't let him drive back home, so my dad offered one of my brothers to drive him home. So basically, we saved this guy's daughter's lives, and we drove him home using our gas money, but they never came back and thanked us. So that's the end of that story. Story number 2 is let's see, like, wow. It was my brother's 10th birthday, right? And this was a really long time ago, and it's kind of hard to recall stuff. So my brother's 10th birthday, and my mom, we had the party out in our barn, and my brother, like, he invited all his friends over and everything, and she sent everyone inside before we could start eating cake. She sent everyone inside, and naturally, I was, let's see, how old is my brother? I'm like 5 years younger than my brother, and so I was 5 years old at the time, and this was probably like one of my earliest memories and it was extremely painful because my mom sent us all in for cake, and naturally everyone was excited. So she sent us inside to wash our hands down in our basement because she didn't want all these little bastards running around upstairs. So she sent us down into our crappier bathroom. That was crappier at the time. We redid everything, but sent us down there to wash our hands, and I was like more excited for cake than I really should have been. And I like basically rinsed my hands really quickly, and then I just like sprinted on out of there before everyone else. And like when I got up to the storm door, that was a plate glass storm door, I pushed my hands out like I was gonna open the door. I didn't use the handle, and I ran straight through the plate glass door. It horribly cut up my wrist, and it hit the main vein that's in my wrist. And as soon as that happened, there was just blood everywhere, shattered glass everywhere. But the real catcher is that after that happened, I was literally like fucking, I almost immediately passed out from loss of blood because there was so much blood lost. And then I think the last thing I remember is, before I blacked out, I think is that all my brother's friends and even my brother just ran past me. I was like fucking dying in a pool of blood, and all my brothers and all his friends ran past me to go get cake. And my dad, I'm guessing, this is how he told me, my dad saw me from inside the barn and came running over to me. And then the next thing I knew, I was in my truck and we were on the way to the hospital with a huge like cotton fucking washcloth. Gonna take a drink of my Gatorade. There was a huge washcloth around my my wrist, so that happened. And so story number 3 before I run out of motherfucking time. We have about 16 acres of land, as some of you may or may not know, and I have 3 4-wheelers and 1 dirt bike that I have been taught to ride since I was a really little kid, and it's been fucking amazing. And so one time in the summer, my brother, like, he was old enough to drive, and I was probably fucking 11 years old, and I was just riding around on the quad, and he didn't tell me that we have a bunch of wheat out in our field, and he didn't fucking tell me that he had a bunch of scrap metal out there. So the wheat was like probably no, not 7 feet. It was probably maybe, it was like probably 5.5 feet tall or something like that. I could stand up and I was taller than the wheat, but I digress. The wheat was fucking tall and you couldn't see any of the garbage. So I was going in 6th gear full out, all just blasting and all the way through all that wheat. And then all of a sudden I slam into all this scrap metal, and then I flip off the front of the quad because the quad like just jumped straight forward and landed upside down. And I was launched straight into all that scrap metal, and there was a bunch of shavings of sheet metal in there, and there was a bunch of like copper and nails sticking out of all the wood that held some of the air conditioners and stuff that my brother, like, it was all scrap metal that my brother was planning on taking out to get scrap money for, but he didn't tell me it was out there. So I crashed into it and I landed in all the shavings, and I had horrible like scratches and like lacerations basically all the way around my back and my arms and everything. And thank God I was wearing a helmet, because I'd probably be dead by now if that had you know, been fatal. But anyway, guys, those are the 3 stories. Tell me down in the comments which one you think is false and which ones you think are true. And I can tell you right now, I tried to make these all really believable to kind of match the other 2, but you guys are going to have to decide that for yourselves. I've been Landown AE. I'll make another video probably later explaining which ones are true and which ones are false and why they are. So, I've been Landown AE. Leave your shit in the comments, and I will talk to you guys later.